As we continue from the previous episode, Jiang Cheng was gripping Xiao Ruoyin's shoulders, shouting with desperation in his voice. Are you being serious, Ruoyin? You still won't leave, even knowing Gu Changge is using you? Can you really live with Niu Tian and the other souls staring down at you? His voice cracked, raw with emotion. Gu Changge is the villain who killed them. He's our enemy. You know that. Have you been brainwashed? Can't you see it? His expression was anxious, pleading. That's why you have to leave Dark Kuan City with me, Ruoyin. We'll find somewhere remote to cultivate. When we're ready, we'll get revenge on Gu Changge. He paused briefly, then continued with a firmer tone. You have to understand, Gu Changge would never be nice to you for no reason. He must have a plan. Xiao Ruoyin's voice was quiet, but firm. If you don't want to die, you'd better give up the idea of going against the young master. He's not someone you can handle. She slowly removed his hands from her shoulders. And as for Niu Tian and the others, I believe the young master must have had his reasons. I'll get to the bottom of it. In my eyes, young Master Gu isn't someone who kills the innocent without cause. Jiang Cheng stared at her, his frustration boiling over. You? He stopped himself, breathing in sharply, then asked, softer this time. So you'd rather believe Gu Changge than believe me? She turned away from him. You should go. Go somewhere no one can find you. Then, almost gently, she added, don't worry. I won't tell young Master Gu what you said to me today. But listen carefully. He's not someone you can afford to make your enemy. If you want to live, forget revenge. Don't even think about it. Jiang Cheng stood frozen. Then, with a violent cough, he spat out a mouthful of blood. A mix of betrayal, rage, and heartbreak flashed across his face. Whoa, Xiao Ruoyin, how did you become like this? While working out, Xiao Ruoyin spoke softly without turning around. Jiang Chun, I don't want you to throw your life away. Remember what I said. Monk Pu Du approached and gently placed a hand on Jiang Chen's shoulder. He sighed. Benefactor Jiang, forget it. Your fates have come to an end. But Jiang Chen slapped his hand away, voice sharp and shaking. Shut up. His eyes were welling up with tears. Inside his mind, the artifact spirit of the celestial abode of creation echoed with urgency. You can't just let her go. Mistress is bewitched by Gu Changge, confused. You mustn't let her get herself burned. Meanwhile, Xiao Ruoyin stepped out of the courtyard. Her thoughts drifted as she walked. Young Master Gu must be stronger than he appears to have come this far. I was too naive before. She paused, glancing up at the sky. I can only pretend I don't know what's happening with Jiang Chun. I can't bring it up with young Master Gu. Her gaze grew distant. And as for revenge, everything I have now was given by him. Turning against him would be suicide. The scene shifts. Inmei stepped forward to greet Gu Changge with a respectful bow. Master, you've returned. Gu Changge replied casually. Just call me young master. He glanced at her and asked, how's the preparation for the Divine Stone Conference, 3 days from now? Inmei nodded. It's nearly ready. According to your plan, those Divine Stone immortal fetuses have also been arranged as auction items for the event. Gu Changge smiled faintly and placed a hand around her shoulder. Not bad. After the Divine Stone Conference, the Ji family and the other forces will unite to attack Kuan Mountain. His tone was calm, almost indifferent. For the entire upper realm, this will be a rare and significant moment. He then asked, how are things on the Hidden Clan's side? Inmei smiled knowingly. Just as you predicted, they're scouring every corner in search of Divine Source Masters. They seem quite invested in those immortal fetuses. Gu Changge narrowed his eyes, musing inwardly. Immortal fetuses, huh? If I remember correctly, just a few days ago, Niu Tian was already getting close to the young lady of the Clan. He paused, thoughtful. If my guess is right, the Clan will come after Jiang Chun eventually, maybe even leading to a reunion with an old acquaintance. Inmei's voice broke through his thoughts. Young master, Gu Changge, snapping back to the present. Oh right, I told you to keep an eye on that girl, Sienna. What's she been up to lately? Inmei gave a small laugh. It's actually quite funny. Lady Sienna noticed my men following her. She warned them to stop, and even said she'd settle the score with you someday. Gu Changge raised a brow, amused. That girl, she's really asking for a beating. He tilted his head slightly. Where is she now? Inmei replied promptly. She's at the stone gambling square owned by our merchant alliance. She's been gambling stones. She hesitated slightly, then added, also, Lady Sienna seems to possess a rare source technique. Over the past few days, she hasn't lost even once. According to the shopkeeper's report, her abilities resemble those of a divine source master. Gu Changge looked surprised. As her older brother, I didn't even know she had that kind of talent. Let's just hope she doesn't end up gambling herself away. The scene shifts. A colorful bird perched nearby, its feathers fluttering slightly. Sienna stood silently, eyes fixed on the glowing stone before her. The female shopkeeper called out, "Miss Sienna, this raw stone comes from the depths of Guong Mountain. It's worth 1.5 million spirit stones. Are you sure you still want to cut it?" The crowd gasped in astonishment. Murmurs spread quickly. That stone costs 1.5 million. That's insane. A woman beside a masked figure whispered anxiously. Sienna's source techniques might be good, but they're not perfect. Should we try to talk her out of this? The masked figure gave a lazy shrug and replied, "Don't worry. The Gu family's rich. No matter how much she spends, we won't run out." Meanwhile, Sienna leaned down slightly and whispered to her little bird, "Daching, what do you think?" The bird quacked once with confidence. "Do it." With a flick of her finger, Sienna pointed ahead. "Those two over there, cut them for me, too." The female shopkeeper blinked, a little stunned. "Miss Sienna, this ghost blood origin stone alone is worth 5 million spirit stones." Sienna didn't flinch. "Cut it, and put it on Gu Changge's tab." The shopkeeper stared at her, flabbergasted. "Take this, Miss Sienna. We wouldn't dare to actually collect from him." Laughter rippled through the crowd. Someone chimed in. "Huh, that's right, Miss Sienna." Another added, "Who would dare go collect a debt from young Master Gu Changge?" A third one snorted. "Wouldn't that be the same as trying to cash in a worthless promissory note?" Sienna sighed with irritation, crossing her arms. "So I guess I'll just go then. Cut it quickly." Suddenly, boom, the stone shattered. A sharp yellow streak of light shot into the air. Gasps rang out. A martial art manual? Such powerful sword intent. Could it be a page from the sword technique Immortal Scripture? An old man standing beside, and she squinted as mysterious markings shimmered. "Young miss, those are hidden celestial characters." And she's eyes lit up. So, the immortal heritage of our clan really was hidden among the stones from Guong Mountain. Just then, the glowing manuscript floated above her head. She reached out, eyes wide. "My treasure." People backed away, stunned. It already has its own consciousness. It's an artifact spirit. Sienna shot up into the air, chasing after it. "You think you can run off after I spent 1.5 million spirit stones to cut you out?" Someone nearby blinked and whispered, "Wait, wasn't that 1.5 million on young Master Chang's tab?" Neo Tian stood with his arms crossed, eyes locked on the golden manuscript drifting through the air. "How did something from the hidden celestial bloodline end up in Guong Mountain?" he muttered. "Miss," and she looked at him calmly. "I don't know either. That's part of why I came to Dark Kunwell." Neo Tian glanced sideways at her. "Should we try to take the gold manuscript for ourselves?" And she's gaze turned serious. "It's an ancestral item. We can't let it fall into outsider hands." Then her tone shifted slightly. "But that girl is Gu Changge's sister." Neo Tian's face darkened. "Well, that works out. He slaughtered so many of my comrades. Taking out his sister seems only fair, doesn't it?" And she turned to him sharply. "Now that we're in Dark Kunwa City, don't you dare act recklessly. I won't be able to protect you if you do." He scoffed, folding his arms tighter. "Humph, I know." Meanwhile, Sienna was darting through the air, chasing the manuscript like a cat after a butterfly. "Don't run," she shouted. Neo Tian suddenly stepped forward, catching the crowd's attention. "What's that person from the clan doing?" someone whispered. "Are they trying to snatch it?" another asked. "No way. Who would dare?" came the reply. Just as Sienna reached out to grab the flying manuscript, it shifted direction on its own. "What?" she gasped, momentarily thrown off. The crowd stirred. Fingers pointed. "Look, it's flying toward him on its own. What's going on? Could it really be an artifact tied to the hidden celestial bloodline?" Neo Tian grinned slightly, feeling the resonance surge through him. "My hidden celestial bloodline. It's responding to it." A glint of ambition flashed in his eyes. "If I can obtain this page of the sword scripture, my strength will definitely reach a new level." But before he could act further, Sienna shot forward with renewed urgency. "Give it to me. I'm the one who cut it out." Neo Tian raised his hand calmly. A wave of force surged out, pushing her back midair. Miss Gu, don't be hasty. And she stepped forward gracefully, voice calm but firm. Miss Yenner, this manuscript belongs to me, and to an ancestor of the clan. I believe you, and everyone else here, just witnessed what happened. She motioned toward Nyotian. It flew directly into the hands of a member of my clan. Clearly, it recognizes its origins. Sienna narrowed her eyes. What do you mean by that? And she smiled faintly. This is an heirloom passed down from one of our ancestors. With your noble status, surely you wouldn't forcefully keep something that doesn't belong to you. She added, if you return it, the clan is willing to pay a high price to buy it back. Our clan will remember your kindness for generations. Then, as if offering a gentle retreat, she added, of course, if this bothers you, I can have my people deliver the payment immediately. Whispers rippled through the crowd. She's setting a trap for the Gu family's little princess. If she refuses, it'll make her look arrogant, like she's forcibly taking another clan's ancestral relic. A man in blue robes muttered, this eldest daughter of the clan is quite cunning. An old man stroked his beard. Looks like things are about to get lively. Gu Yenner clenched her fists and raised her voice. But I'm the one who cut it out. If we're talking about rightful owners, it should be you returning it to me. And she didn't budge. But this is indeed a relic from my clan's ancestral line. Sienna scowled. So, you're planning to take it from me by force. And she gave a practiced smile. Oh, don't say that, Lady Sienna. I would never dare take what belongs to you. Since it troubles you, how about this? She folded her hands politely. I'll help you translate the text. It's rather meaningless for you to hold on to it if you can't even read the words, don't you think? Another round of murmurs stirred the onlookers. Well, I guess that's a win-win solution. Yes, she really is worthy of being the next successor of the clan. Gu Yenner bit her lip, uncertain. Why does this feel off? Just then, a sharp voice echoed through the hall. There's no need for that. The air shifted. A crack split open in space, and she and Nyo Tian froze, as if they'd seen a ghost. Gu Changge stepped out of the rift, his gaze cold. Even if our princess can't read a single word of that scripture, it still belongs to her. If she wants to throw it into a fire pit and watch it burn, that's her right. Then, his voice turned razor sharp. Who the hell are you to be making decisions for her? If you enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next episode. Bye.